Before we get started with today's interview, just a quick reminder, click the thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and ding the bell so that you don't miss any of the great interviews that we have coming up. Now, on to today's interview. Welcome back, everybody. Today, my special guest is music educator and Piano Safari co-author, Dr. Julie Hague. Welcome, Julie.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Julie's piece on the new National Federation of Music Clubs list is Whirling Snowflake Waltz. You can find it at pianosafari.com. This is such a cool piece. It's a great opportunity for students to experience the waltz bass, some overlapping pedal, and some three-note slurs. Talk to us a little bit about what your goals were when you wrote Whirling Snowflake Waltz.
So this is also found in level 3 of the Piano Safari method. And in those books, the repertoire book and technique book that go together, we have a chord progression that we teach. And then we go through that with different keys. So this is in the E minor unit. And I wanted to write a piece that uses those chords of the chord progression, but in E minor. So you'll find that in the A section, it's just those chords, the 1, 4, and 5, 6, 5 chords that are used. And then in the B section, it's root position triads. So it's much easier than it looks. So it's just working on the waltz bass, having that the emphasis on beat 1 and then light on beats 2 and 3.
Excellent. So this piece also has overlapping pedal. How do you help students begin to approach pedal at the piano?
I just start by having them play a fifth and put the pedal down. And then I say, don't do anything. Follow my instructions. Keep your foot down. Play the next fifth. Don't do anything with your foot. Now with your foot, go up, down. Or sometimes I'll say, go ribbit if they're little kids. So then you play the next one, ribbit. Next one, ribbit. And so that they're changing after their hand. And then gradually I move it so they're changing like a split second after their hand. But I find if I just try to have them change it right with it, that you'll get that. So it's good to start with an really overlapping up, down, and then gradually. So that by the time they get to a piece like Whirling Snowflake Waltz, that should be second nature to them. So this should not be the first pedal piece that they've done because there's a lot going on. When the pedal comes in the B section, you have the pedal. And then you have a hemiola in the right hand. So
talk to us about how you explain the waltz bass to students and about what we should focus on as we're teaching our students waltz bass.
So it's a down, up, down, up, up. So keeping the 2 and 3 light and also making sure that those sound together. Most students have never seen the waltz danced. So you could watch some videos about what a waltz looks like and then listen to some advanced waltzes like Chopin's just to get a feel of the style. Because it's not going to be completely metronomic. It should have some give and take and flow. So it has a little bit of flexibility in it. And also notice that the fast tempo that I'm playing, it should go at that tempo. It should be felt in 1, not in a plodding 3. That's not really a waltz. That's more like an elephant. So you want to make sure it goes fast enough that you can feel it in a big 1 beat.
Those are great tips. So this piece also has a melody that hopefully sits atop the accompaniment. What are some strategies that you give students for balancing out their hands when playing pieces like this?
Yeah, balancing hands is a tricky thing. It has a lot to do with listening and knowing what you're going for. So I, as a teacher, sometimes find that I talk too much and don't demonstrate enough. So there are some steps that I use. The first is to really practice the right hand with good singing tone and nice phrasing. And then to make sure you have a really light bass. And you can ask the student for permission to play on their arms. So sometimes they're not playing deep enough into the keys. So if you just play it on their arm, then they can get the sense of the pressure they need to put into the keys. Same with the left, nice and light. And then you can have a 3-step process. I didn't make this up, but I can't remember where it came from, of playing the left hand silently while playing the right hand loudly. And then the second step after they practiced it like that is to let the left hand play just a little bit, but keep the right hand loud, like more loud than you're actually going to do it. And then you can continue to balance it until you get the proper amount of balance. So those 3 steps are really helpful for helping students balance.
Those are great tips. Were there any challenges that you faced as you were composing Whirling Snowflake Waltz?
Oh my, there's so many possible melodies. So I played around with a lot of them and then settled on the melodies that are in here. And then one thing about the end can be a little tricky for students, the chords in the last 2 measures. So I found that it really helps to tell students that you have like little lobster claws with your 1s and 2s, and those go on A, B. And then you have D sharp as your other note to find those cards. So you put your lobsters on the A, B, and then play D sharp. And then I let them struggle to find the E minor chord at the end because everything can't be easy, but it's not that far to move. So that usually works out well.
But that's a great tip, and what a great visual way to talk about finding our position geographically and topographically on the keyboard. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here today, Julie. My guest has been Dr. Julie Hague, music educator and co-author of the Piano Safari Method. You can find her piece, Whirling Snowflake Waltz, at pianosafari.com. We'll make sure we link it in the description below. Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you.